What's up, design family, and welcome back to another episode of Fittdesign TV. So glad to have you guys back on the channel. On today's episode, we'll be giving you guys a simple mental hack that's going to help you reframe a lot of the obstacles that you're undoubtedly going to face as a fashion entrepreneur trying to build a brand in a saturated market. This simple hack is something that I pulled in from my own experience and ultimately from the experiences of the thousands of entrepreneurs that I've worked with over the last couple of years. These are some of the top entrepreneurs in this space, and honestly, the lessons that I've learned from them have been enlightening for my own practice. So what is this simple hack? Well, watch this episode and you're about to find out. What's up, design family, and welcome to Fittdesign TV. So glad to have you here. On this channel, we discuss all things sports fashion, graphic design, manufacturing, and technology. We'll discuss key topics, answer pressing questions, and provide actionable steps on starting your own product line. If you're interested in any of the above topics, stick around. You're in for a good one. I want to start off this episode with a simple story. And if you guys have watched this channel before, you'll know that a lot of the episodes have these lessons that I've learned throughout my life, especially those that I apply into my business. And a lot of them come with these lessons that I've learned specifically from my own father, who I consider to be a huge mentor and guiding force in my life. And I remember having this difficult conversation with him a couple of weeks ago. And as always, he's trying to give me his feedback, his advice, his encouragement, where I'm falling short, where I'm coming up strong, where I can improve. He's trying to give me a review of everything that I've done so far. And he's giving me a very one-to-one explanation of where I am in my life without any BS, without any attachment to the fact that I'm his son or that he's proud of me or that he's not proud of me. He's giving me a very honest description of where I stand. He's giving me his ideas, his goals, and what he thinks that I should be able to achieve moving forward. And I remember just listening to everything he was saying and just the high bar, the high standard that he continues to set. I just remember feeling so dejected, so low energy as I was taking in all this information. And I begin to slump deeper and deeper into my chair as he starts to give me this information. He starts telling me, we should do this, this is what needs to happen. He pauses for a second, he looks at me, and almost like he can see straight into my soul, and I promise you, this is how I felt. He looks at me and he says, Shadi, you're thinking of the difficulties, not the opportunities. That simple statement alone completely changed the way that I was looking at everything. Whatever it is that you are chasing in your life, look at the opportunities that are in front of you. Do not focus on the hardships. Do not focus on the obstacles. Anything that is worth grabbing, anything that is worth having is going to come with its obstacles. If you focus on the obstacle part, you're going to set yourself up for failure. You're going to set yourself up for a negativity that is not going to generate the necessary momentum and energy that you need in order to go after what you want and grab it. Why do you want to look at things as a source of opportunity, not as a source of difficulty? You and the way that you conduct yourself is based on your energy state. And I know it may seem a little bit weird that we're talking about energy states when it comes to a fashion business, but anything in life, anything you want to create in life has to do with how you perceive yourself, with how you perceive your energy and the version of yourself that you bring to any specific scenario. When you look at difficulties, when you look at obstacles, you're in a state of fear, which is a dejected state. This is a low vibrational state, a state that ultimately puts up walls in front of what you want. It creates excuses for why you can't achieve the things you want. It puts you in a mood, in an energy state, in an actual physiological state that is not conducive to going after the things you want, to making the connections you need, to actually taking the actions that need to happen in order to achieve anything that is worthwhile in your life. But when you reframe, when you reprogram, when you look at that hardship as a source of opportunity, what you're doing is you're programming your mind to go from that state of fear to that state of courage. And I promise you that simple switch of going from fear to courage completely changes the way. It gives you a kick in your step. It changes the way you speak. It changes the way you communicate. It changes everything about your being. And I promise you, when it comes to a business, when it comes to building anything that is worthwhile, whether it's something small or something large, the way that you show up, the way that you frame those obstacles and the energy you bring to resolving those obstacles is going to be everything. So you'll find yourself with an unlimited source of motivation to overcome even the hardest times, even the most challenging situations. So always look at everything as a source of opportunity, not as a source of difficulty. One of the major benefits of framing everything as a source of opportunity, rather a source of difficulty, is that you will put your mind into gear to find pockets of opportunity to overcome the necessary obstacle. So I'll give you guys very specific examples. Let's just say you're operating in a market where the market itself doesn't have a lot of competition. And you may justify that lack of competition because of a lack of infrastructure, a lack of government funding, or a lack of local market. Instead of the other person that may look at this and say, there's no point in even trying. Others have tried and others have failed. Why should I try myself? You may look at this as, if I overcome this opportunity, or if I overcome this obstacle, the opportunity there is that I will be the first player in the market to have achieved XYZ. This is tremendous because you're no longer dejecting yourself. You're no longer putting yourself in a situation where there's no point in even trying. You're looking at this obstacle as something to overcome. And on the flip side, if you're operating in an extremely saturated market, you may tell yourself, what is the point in even trying? What can I do that is going to let me stand above the rest? Well, you can look at that in two ways. Number one, this is going to push you to think more creatively about your unique selling points, about what it's going to take to help you stand out from the crowd, what niche or what category you need to tap into in order to be a unique product. At the same time, you may look at this saturated market as that there is demand, and that if I'm able to penetrate this market, this is something that I can have a share of. Why should I be excluded from being able to achieve what I want when others are being able to do the same thing? Guys, the same is so fundamentally true in business, especially when it comes to fashion. This is such a populated space. And yes, you may ask yourself, there's no point in even trying, but I promise you, when you try, and when you tell yourself that there is no other way, when you burn the boats, when you tell yourself there is no other option to it, either I achieve it or I don't, you're going to find a way to actually make it happen. The last essential point, and I want you guys to listen to this one closely, is that when you switch from this mindset of fear to the mindset of courage, when you look at things from a source of opportunity, what ends up happening is that when the hardships, when the obstacles that are going to arise, as they do in any business, ultimately do end up arising, you are ready, you're waiting for them. You're saying, I've been waiting for you, thank you for arriving. And you look at them as a source of motivation to continue to push forward, as a source of learning, as a milestone that you need to have in your business life to continue moving forward. Let's just say you've launched your business and your shipment is arriving late, or your website undoubtedly crashes, or your marketing strategy does not pan out the way that you want. You look at all of these things as a learning opportunity. You could say to yourself, for the next time, I need to bake in a buffer time for my shipping time, or I need to improve and I need to invest in a better server system for my website, or I need to reinvest into my marketing strategy. I need to evaluate why I'm not being able to connect with my audience and to do so in a better and more effective way. You don't let these things deject you. You don't let these things take you off your path. You allow them to sharpen the knife that you have so that you can continue cutting through all the obstacles that you're inevitably going to continue to face. Guys, to recap quickly, I want you to consistently be looking at things as opportunities, not as difficulties. Go from that state of fear into that state of courage. As fashion entrepreneurs, we're going to have to face saturated markets. We're going to have to face uncertainty in what product niches we want to tap into. We're going to have to face uncertainties in our products getting here, their defects. All of these things are going to happen. All of the things that can go wrong will go wrong. And look at that as a blessing. Look at that as a way to learn. Look at that as a way to overcome the challenges that you face. And when you do, you're going to find yourself ahead of the competition. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please consider smashing a massive thumbs up. It really does help us out. It keeps us motivated to keep this content coming for you. Also, if you guys want to schedule a one-on-one consultation call with me, if you're looking to build your own business, you want to know what products to launch, when to launch them, how long it should take you to launch, or you're looking to discuss more esoteric concepts like business motivation, how to get to the next level, well, we can hop on a call and I'd love to hear from you guys. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fittdesign TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.